Hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is brand new, brought to me by my husband last night. Today's tea is salted caramel. Yum, yum. And that coffee mug also came with Snoopy. I have to figure out some place to put him, but that was really nice. My family knows, my husband knows, my kids know that if they can't figure out any other gift for me, a coffee mug will always do it. Anyway, today we are going to review my very last Glossybox. Glossybox is $21 a month. You can cancel anytime. And for me, it is the box with some of the most unusual items I've ever received. The reason I ended up canceling is because I had too many boxes, not because I didn't like Glossybox, but because I really had too many boxes. I was spending way too much. And one of my boxes had to go. So Glossybox ended up being the one that made the cut. That said, I do recommend it. It has given me some really interesting things. It's a box where you will find stuff that's different than in most other boxes. They do have sent things like Tarte liquid lipsticks and things like that, but they've also sent me some very unusual items that I've never seen in any other box. And some of those unusual items have been very interesting. Some of them have definitely not worked for a variety of reasons, but they're a very interesting box and I do recommend them. But today, we're going to review the very last box that I'm receiving for a very long time. If I ever get to the point where I can afford it again, I would probably resubscribe, but that's going to be a long while at this point. First item up is this Show Couture Curl Enhancing Cream. I believe when I unboxed this, I was really astonished because this is a $50 product. And I tried it on my hair in the normal way that I would use it, that I use any leave-in hair cream. And that is, I've washed my hair, I did my conditioning, rinsed it out, and then I put this in and I slept on it. And when I did that, my hair came out frizzy. Not a good look. So I tried it again, not drying my hair out by sleeping on it. And it really didn't do a whole lot for me. So this will be going into my Project Beauty Share box. Project Beauty Share is a nonprofit organization that takes makeup bags and personal items and gently used makeup and things and gives it to women who cannot afford those things. And I sent out a box last year towards the end of the year for Christmas, and I will be sending out another box hopefully really soon. I'm hoping to do it every 3 to 4 months. But we'll see how quickly this fills up. Anyway, so this will be going into it because this did not work for me. I actually prefer to use my regular Ors Manoi oil leave-in cream conditioner. This is $9 or $10 at Walmart, and I bought it maybe a year ago, 9 months, something like that, and I've only used about a third of it. Don't need a whole lot. Since I've started using it, I've actually gotten more compliments on my hair. My hair is more manageable. The curl is better. It's more conditioned. I'm having less problems with split ends. If you are Latina or African American and have a smoother but kind of coarse hair, my hair is not really kinky, but it is curly, I recommend giving this a try. So it's like one of my things that I will probably always be using. The next thing in my Glossybox was something called a makeup drop. It says it's the original makeup drop. This is a silicone pad for applying and blending out foundation and other creams, and that's what it looks like. I tried it a couple of times and I don't like it. I know there are a lot of people who ended up liking the silicone pads for putting on their foundation, but to me it really didn't really didn't get the foundation to blend in. It more moved it around than anything. And the only places where it seemed to help at all was pretty much like under my eyes. And honestly, if that's the only place where it's going to help, it's not going to do me much good. So this too will be going into my Project Beauty Share box, and I will continue to apply my foundation the way that I have been applying and prefer to apply it, which is that I start with a brush and I get it on my face and I blend that in, and then I use a sponge in my problem spots, which is between my brows. I get a lot of texture there, and under my eyes, and then I have a couple of spots that usually need some extra foundation on them to help hide them, and then a little bit on my chin also to help smooth the foundation out so that it doesn't show my texture nearly as much. So I will probably continue to use that, but silicone, I really didn't find that to be useful. Another item that, it isn't a bad item, it's actually a very pretty highlighter, but it just didn't really work for me, is the Laura Geller Easy Illuminating Stick. This actually is a very pretty rosy gold color, rosy bronze color. Unfortunately, you can't really see it, which is part of the problem. You can't really see it on my skin, and I tried it with a brush, I tried it with a finger, I tried it directly from the stick, and it just barely shows up on my face. And on top of that, it's a cream, and I much prefer powders, and I do have a powder highlighter that's part of the NYX Strobe of Genius Illuminating palette that is about the same color as the stick, and I would much rather use a powder than a cream anyway. If it had shown up better on my skin, I probably would keep this, but as it is, this is going to go into my Project Beauty Share box. Another item I received was this Beauty for Real eyeliner. It's in a kind of a gold color. It is very smooth and creamy. It is very sparkly. As you can see, it's also very light. So as an eyeliner, it hasn't worked for me. It just, like the illuminating stick, it just doesn't show up on my skin. If I were darker, it probably would. But this particular color, which I think is platinum blonde. What are you? Yeah, platinum blonde. This didn't show up on my skin. I was ready to put this in the Project Beauty Share box. And then the other day, I decided to try it on my waterline. And it works on my waterline. It brightens things up, and the shimmer in it does not like get into your eyes or flake into your eyes and make your eyes feel like you've got grit or anything in them. It is very light. It actually just really works well for that. So I'm going to keep that for that. The final item I actually received in the box itself, other than a coupon that I want to share with you, or an item, a coupon for an item that I'm going to share with you. The coupon itself is pretty much gone. But it is the Kryolan Professional Makeup Eyeshadow Primer. And this actually sells for about $18.50. And by itself, this made that box worth it. I've mentioned before that I have a problem on my left eye where my eyeshadow just vanishes. It doesn't melt. It just completely disappears. And it usually leaves a fairly decent sized hole. And I have managed to reduce that by first applying my First Aid Beauty Coconut Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. Why do the companies have to have these really long names? I don't know. But I apply that, I let that, I have to give it time to soak in and all that stuff. If I put it on and start putting on the makeup too soon, it doesn't help. So I have to make sure it has time to actually soak into my skin and dry down. And then over that, I put a foundation. I am currently using Makeup Forever's HD Ultra Invisible foundation, I believe. I'm going to be looking for a drugstore dupe. I do not want to spend $40 on something that I'm only using for my eyes. But that's what I'm currently using. I'm using a sample I got in a Sephora Play bag. And then I powder that. And then I put over that a concealer. I'm currently using the NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer. And I put that over it and I powder that. And then initially I would start putting on my makeup. And then, but I was still getting the hole. Not as big, but I was still getting the hole. So then I started using an eyeshadow primer. And again, it started closing up the hole some, but it was still there. This stuff has made that hole almost completely vanish. The makeup does fade faster. The color doesn't always stay true, so it doesn't always match my right eye, but no more hole. Or at least a very, very tiny hole, if any at all. It's not even noticeable. So this has become a holy grail product for me, and I will be repurchasing it when I run out. Highly recommend. It's worth every penny. The last thing I got in the box was a coupon with a code to get some jewelry, and I can't remember the name of the subscription right now, but it's down in the information box below. It's one of the ones that I recommend that I'm not subscribed to. And from that, I got these gorgeous earrings. And these are beautiful. I love them. Another thing that made the last Glossybox really worth it. Glossybox really stepped up on some of their items for December. So, highly recommend it if you can afford it. You will find, and if you're looking for items that are unusual and that you're not going to find in other boxes, but I just couldn't keep going, or I would. I really would. Anyway, so that's it for today, and I am waiting still on my Lola Beauty box for January and my Yes Oh Yes for January. They have been on their way from Atlanta to Lawrenceville for 5 days now. Yeah, that's not Lola's or Yes Oh Yes's fault. I don't know what's going on with the Postal Service, but as soon as they are here, I will be doing an unboxing of those 2 boxes. If they are not here by Monday, I will be doing another sample review. I have a whole bunch of skincare samples already set aside. And I even just received a new box of samples from Mario Badescu Skincare. And it sounds like there's quite a few in there, so more than likely this one will get reviewed by itself. Not soon. I like to use the samples up as much as I possibly can before I review them for you. So that's stuff that's coming up, and I do have something planned for Monday if my boxes don't show. If my boxes do show, one of them will get reviewed on Monday. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed your time with me. Have a good cup of tea, and I hope you have a nice day.